Hey everyone, I have not done this in a very long time, but here I am now interviewing another fellow YouTuber. This is Wyman Stephenson, known on YouTube as Wyman Gaming. I hope I'm pronouncing that correctly.
Yeah, no, you got it first try.
All right. And how I found out about this guy is that his videos appeared in my YouTube recommendations. And right off the bat, I have noticed just how similar we are in our niche, in the kind of content that we put out, in the traction they receive, and the voiceovers who participated in it. And I thought I need to know more about this guy, so here we are. Are you ready?
Yep, absolutely ready.
All right. Now, my very first question for you is very obvious. What inspired you to write your own material?
Yeah, so ever since I was a very young child, I love storytelling. I've adored it. All mediums, whether that be literature, gaming, which is a very unique art form, and film. I've always loved it. I've always had a hyperfixation with it, and I've always wanted to become a writer. Actually, my main goal growing up was to become a novelist, a fictional novelist, obviously. And eventually it got to the point where I discovered casting call club, which is like, oh my God, like people are willing to help other people out with projects and make cool stuff for YouTube. It sounded too good to be true, but it turned out it was just good and true. It was both, baby. So yeah, and I immediately got to work producing full cast audiobooks, which, if you're unfamiliar, is essentially combining the concept of an audio drama, that being like an actual, like fully cast, fully immersive experience with sound effects, and an audio book. However, eventually I tried my hand at doing like just full, like no nonsense audio dramas. And that now that's how we're here, essentially. But yeah, I've always wanted to be a writer. I loved writing, and yeah.
All right. I think that practically covered the second question as well, which was what led you to tackle the audio drama format. Um, have you?
2 steps ahead, baby. 2 steps ahead.
Yeah.
I
All right. So I guess we can skip ahead to number three. How long have you been making audio dramas?
Not even a full year. I guess I've been making projects since summer of 2023, but in terms of like audio dramas, I didn't start until July of 2024. That was when I got the idea to even do a song audio because everyone else was doing it, right? Like Coleiosis, one cool thing about him is he's an OG. He was doing it before it was popular. I think the concept of an audio drama got super popularized and exposed with Emmy Jones' Sonic and Tails R series, and ever since then, everyone's been wanting to do their own, and I'm no different. I kind of like jumped in that bandwagon as well. But yeah, and initially I didn't really like the idea of audio dramas because whereas you have film, which is a visual and auditory experience, and then you have novels, which are neither, but are able to really like propel your imagination and like really like challenge it and like give you all these cool concepts do like a more detailed experience. Audio dramas was kind of the worst of both worlds, I initially assumed, because you're missing the high level of detail that can come with a novel, but you're also missing the visual appeal that, like, films and shows and gaming can have. But eventually I realized it was actually the best of both worlds. It's actually a really unique and interesting medium because you're still able to inspire the imagination, but there's enough there to an auditory sense to like have like kind of a cinematic feel. And yeah, I really like got addicted to making them. And yeah,
It's all though we're able to do within our power, but at the same time, it works, right?
exactly. Yeah.
All right. I mean, that's pretty solid because at least behind the scenes, our brains are doing so much work on having the most amount of fun just coming up with this kind of stuff.
Yeah, no, it's a great workaround because I mean, obviously you need a budget and you need a severe amount of talent and a big workforce to make something animated. But with audio dramas, it's kind of like a less is more situation where yes, the practical reason is you don't have the resources to have like a visual experience going on, but the benefit of that is it can, like inspire people's imaginations. They can kind of visualize what's happening with the audio cues and voiceover that's provided. And I think that's pretty sick.
All right. Now, moving on to the process of that sort of thing. Like, do you have some particular goal set when starting a new audio drama? Like, do you try anything to further separate a new one from a previous one?
That's actually a really interesting question. I guess the answer would be no. I mean, like, just like off rip, like I'm always trying to get better. That's the main thing. Like, that's most people, right? Like, you put out something and you're really proud of it, but you notice there's a lot of that could have been improved. It was kind of like your first try. So with the next one, you keep what worked, but you want to kind of like polish it essentially, and that's what I'm doing. I'm not really putting in an active effort to differentiate them, at least in terms of how they're produced and how they come out. But I am always trying to make sure that each new one is better than the last one from a technical perspective.
Well, I mean, it's obvious because if you want to make the next one better, it's it's a more of a focus on better sound quality, better timing
Yeah.
for this line or this sound effect, or just trying to make it a lot more appealing rather than native.
Yeah, that's the thing, right? Like you're always learning. Like no matter where you're at, like you're always learning new things. And so like every single new thing you make can like has a high chance of being better than the last because there's a lot to kind of like polish and iron out.
All right. Well, how do you write your audio dramas? Like, how do you format the scripts? Is there like a special method for cueing sound effects, and voice lines, or is there like a key legend, or how do you do it?
Yeah. So, as I was saying, when it comes to like the scripts, usually each character is like color coded, so the VAs have an easier time finding their lines instead of having to like scan the script to know like what the speaking parts are. In terms of stage directions, it'll usually be highlighted with like parentheses, or it'll be in between speaking lines in like in bracks. And yeah, other than that, they're not really like they're pretty simple in terms of how they're laid out. When it comes to voice direction, I really don't like give a lot of voice direction because I like giving the VAs the opportunity to kind of like have fun with it and improvise and like do their own take of the characters and use discretion to like see what they think will work out in certain scenes. And so yeah.
All right, that's pretty solid. Now, what is something that you wish you were able to implement into an audio drama that unfortunately you weren't able to pull off? Like, let's say you write a scene and it plays perfectly in your head, but you'd be better off if it actually had some camera work so that you'd be able to understand a lot better, or you had to cut some corners, stuff like that. Anything like that?
That's a very good question. These are some good questions, Coleiosis. I gotta give you that compliment. Um, so I guess there are a few things that I like would ideally want that I don't really have the means to do. I spoke earlier about like how I like audio dramas because they are able to invoke the listener's imaginations with like because they don't really have the advantages that a film would have of like actual like visuals going on. But if I could change one thing, I would like there to be like accompanying art in like certain episodes to not necessarily like to kind of give the listener a like some visual food to like give them some sense of what the setting looks like or like what the characters are like doing what the action is not to the extent of like an actual like emotion comic but just like a slight visual thing. However, I'm not an artist. I can't draw with crap, so I couldn't do that. I usually commission all my art with my good friend Gamebox. He is super talented. He does audio dramas himself, and he's a fantastic artist. But obviously, I can't commission him for like every tiny little scene. So I guess that'd be the one thing I would ideally like to implement that I don't have the means to do. But other than that, aside from like more detailed SFX, because I have to work with like what's free and available on like YouTube and other sites, that's pretty much it.
All right. One thing I want to kind of give as a little pointer is that, like, even if you want the audio drama to kind of play out, let's say the mood of the scene or the location or stuff like that, um, like, do you usually kind of add like little helpers here and there, like let the characters kind of describe what they're looking at, or anything to kind of further quote unquote visualize whatever is going on?
Yeah, like no, what you said is 100% true. Like because like you can relate to this. It's nice talking to someone who knows exactly like how it feels. Because with an audio drama, it's kind of the most challenging medium to write a story in because again, the only information you're able to provide your listeners is dialogue and sound effects. That's it. In terms of like what the setting is or the actions that are happening, like you have to find creative ways of describing that without it coming off as like forced or expository. So yeah, usually you'll do it in throwaway lines like, "Oh man, I wish it wasn't so rainy like today," or "Oh wow, the sun's very bright," or like something like that. It's just like a nice little throwaway line to give the listener as much information as they need without kind of cramming in a lot of like visual description where it doesn't fit. But yeah, it is a tough middle ground to walk, and like you are right, like that's really the only way you can kind of allow your listeners to visualize what's happening.
I mean, as long as the characters stay true to themselves.
Yeah. As long as it like fits, not forced.
All right. Now, this is more of a technical question. What program do you use to mix the recordings and the sounds?
I use an editing software called VideoPad Editor. I'm not sure how much people use it. I just know that it was one of the free editing programs I was able to find, and I really haven't had any reason to switch over since. And it works pretty fine, aside from like a few like issues where it can crash. Yeah, that's the editing software that I use.
All right. Very short and sweet, but
Yeah, not much not much other like stuff I can like say about it.
it's all right. Now, this is going to be a fun one. It's more of a rapid fire kind of question. Name some
Ooh.
recurring voiceovers you've had on board.
Recurring voiceovers. Okay, so there's J Seeking 11. I hope I pronounced that right. I've seen some people not really able to. I think it's now. I think it's just Seeking 11. It's one of the two. But anyways, though, this was the first guy I was actually like exposed to on casting call, and he was like he played a lot of roles in the first full cast audiobook I did. Exceptionally talented, amazing. Like he is like. Give him any role, he'll give a 10 out of 10 performance. Like he is like insane. Another one is Harvest Moon, who you guys may know, like voices in several Sonic projects. She's voiced in several of my Sonic projects as well. She's super nice. Always like very talented as well. You got MC Voices, who I know has collaborated with you a lot. Like you two are like pretty close in like the online sphere. Um, and I don't think I'm forgetting anyone. Like those are like the main three that kind of pop off the top of my head who I've collaborated with multiple times. And yeah.
And I've collaborated with all three of them, no surprise.
Yeah. I like you said, they're like pretty similar and do a lot of similar like content. So like it's only natural we'll meet a lot of the same people.
Who'da funk it, right?
Yep.
All right, now this is another fun one. Do you have any more material planned for the future?
Probably too much material planned. I don't want to like is this like am I allowed to self promote? Is that what this is?
Are you allowed to what?
Self promote?
I mean, otherwise I wouldn't be asking you that question.
Okay, got it. I'm just making sure I don't want to like promote unprompted. But yeah, no. So currently, my main series going on at the moment is Ratchet and Clank Galactic Peril, a fan-made sequel to the 2016 theatrical film. That's going to be an 8 episodic series, just like my past audio drama Sonic Evolution was. After that, I have a new audio drama trilogy planned, a Sonic audio trilogy. Oh my God, I cannot speak.
It's all right. It's all
a
right.
a Sonic audio drama trilogy. There we go. We got it done. Called Sonic Forerunner, which I'm super passionate about, and of course, the other like PlayStation heroes. Not I was literally about to say Ratchet and Clank, Sly Cooper, Jack and Daxter. I gotta do audio dramas on those guys if I'm able
Yes, you
to. If
do.
I can come up with a good enough story, I have to. Because Sly Cooper is my favorite video game series of all time. You already know I gotta like do something with my boy.
Oh yeah.
Um, but that's really all I have planned at the moment. More audio dramas on some of the other PlayStation heroes. A new Sonic trilogy, which is currently in production, and yeah.
All right. Well, there was your moment for a shameless plug.
We love to see it. We love to see it.
Yeah. All right. Final question here is: do you have any advice you would like to give to anyone making similar material? They can be people who've done it before, or some people who are still new to it.
Oh God, where do I even start? Like, okay, well, the most important advice I can give you is Shia LaBeouf, just do it, because a lot of people have a lot of like reservations when they're thinking of kind of tapping into the sphere of like doing audio dramas. It's like, oh, I may not be a good enough writer, or oh, I don't know really a lot about editing. I don't know how to like put the splice together clips and do it in like a way that naturally. Just do it. Just get out there and start creating. Because the only way you are going to get to that level where you're confidently writing and you're confidently editing is by learning. And a lot of the stuff you're going to make at first will suck. I trust me, I would know a lot of the stuff I've been making at for like it's not great. It's not perfect, but it's only through trial and error do you like get better and like perfect your craft. So that's I guess the most important advice I can just say. Literally just get out there and start doing it, because if you don't do it, a part of you will always want to, and you're going to get to a point in your life where you're going to regret not taking a lot of the opportunities that were given to you to pursue your dreams. So if you are an aspiring storyteller, just start creating something. I don't care what it is: fan fiction, audio dramas, comics, whatever you want to do. Just start doing it. But yeah, that's it.
All right, man. Well, you all heard it. You all heard it straight from the Y man, and
Yeah.
and I hope you all took that in perfectly because trust me, if you want to start doing this kind of thing yourself, you're gonna need that push, and he's got it. All right. So thank you all so much for tuning in, and uh, thank you for agreeing to do this interview, Wyman. It was nice having you here.
Yeah, thank you so much for having me on. And guys, subscribe to Coleiosis, okay? This guy has a whole like new like he has a lot, like you can just go in his channel and see he already has like multiple projects in the work. He has like multiple audio dramas. He has like a whole Sonic trilogy. He's done a lot of like PlayStation All-Star stuff. He did the Manhunt thing. Like that was sick. Like go check him out. He has comic dubs. There's no reason you have to not be subscribed to this man. So make sure you fix that issue.
Dude, no one has ever shouted me out like that. Thank you so much.
It's way past due.
All right. I hope to see you all again sometime soon. Take care.